Yo, what's up guys? Today we are going to be talking about how to build a circle which actually elevates you to every single thing you want to achieve if you are completely honest with yourself. Now, most people have a circle which actually makes it a lot harder for them to achieve their big goals. And we're going to fix this today. We're going to walk through 8 points, and I swear down, if you apply these 8 points start to finish, and you make notes on this, your life will transform dramatically. Everybody's heard the saying, your network is your net worth. That couldn't be more true. But I'm going to take you through it step by step because you will build a circle in phases. It won't just happen overnight. So let's get into it. Now, step one, you've got to get very clear on your own personal goals, your values, and what you want your circle to be like. I say this with anything. If you don't know what you're wanting from it, if you don't know what you want to achieve in life, well, you're aiming at nothing. And you're always going to be disappointed because there weren't enough intention in the first place. So you can make this whatever you want. And what I would do, guys, is I would, first of all, if you haven't already, just write down, what do you want to achieve in life? Write down your perfect day. What would your life actually look like? I want to know your fitness. I want to know what your physique would look like. What's your mindset going to look like? What are your relationships going to look like? What are your friends going to look like? What's your business or your career success? What's your financial situation going to look like? What's your lifestyle? What's your house going to look like? You've got to have this written out because you've got to optimize your circle around that goal. Now, if you're not clear on this and, there was a wishy-washy, you want to be in great shape, but then you start allowing absolute fat dickheads into your circle, that's pulling you away from your goal. Their mindset's not aligned with your goal. And one thing you are going to really understand, guys, and you're going to realize this is going to be quite ruthless. It has to be ruthless. Success is ruthless. Now, this doesn't mean that you hate people, but it means that you have to be ruthless about your goals. In order to be selfless in the future and give back to everybody you care about, your family, your loved ones, your partner, you have to be selfish now to make that happen. Okay? You've got to get very selfish. And you have total control of your life, and you've got to stop fearing what other people think. So get very clear on your goals and get very clear then on what you want your circle to look like. So I would just draw a circle on a piece of paper and just draw lines off that circle. Okay, they're going to be in great shape, or at least aligned with getting in great shape. They're going to be earning X amount of money, or at least wanting to be earning X amount of money. And over time, we're going to talk about this later in the video, it's going to evolve. Because if you're just starting out and you're doing well, if you're watching this video, I'd imagine you're very conscious as it already is. So you're already doing better than most guys. But you're going to be able to get a lot more specific and narrow with who's in your circle the more you progress through life. That's what I've found. I was a little bit more of an open goalpost at the start because I had to be, because I weren't everything. Whereas as you progress, and every 6 months I progress, I can get narrower with what my circle consists of. But to start with, guys, just literally draw a circle, a spider web off it, all the traits, the mindset, maybe how they think about relationships, maybe how they think about finance, maybe industries, fitness levels, all of this stuff, and then you can make sure everyone in there is going to be aligned. So that's the first thing, just getting clear on your goals and what you want your circle to look like. Over time, you can come back in and redefine this as you start building on it. Now, step 2 is just simply success is subtraction. Subtract from your circle the guys who are currently there who are a liability, all right? Most guys, like I said, have a circle that makes it harder for them to achieve goals. They've got their foot flat down on the accelerator, but also they've got a foot on the brake. You've got fear, you've got doubt embedded in you by your circle. You've got guys saying it's the wrong move. You've also just got exposure to low performers. If you put one lazy person in a room with high performers, the productivity will drop 50% by putting a low performer in there. You cannot have low performers in your circle, guys, because it will simply just destroy the dynamic and make it harder. You want as little friction on you achieving your goals as possible. Because remember, guys, look, you on your own are a machine. You can just keep going towards your goal. Now, right now, you're going like this, and your circle is most likely actually doing this because you're exposed to bullshit. The whole point in a circle is to take you from this speed on your own and make you go at this speed. So they should be an addition to you. At the bare minimum, they should keep you moving at the same pace you are on your own, and it's just nice support figures and guys aligned with you who you can network with and chat with. But the idea of a circle is to get more out of you. It's a multiplier. Most guys have, they're ruining their lives by having a circle. So the first thing when it comes to building your circle is your circle's going to get a lot smaller. Even if you have a period of time, I know I did, where your circle comes down to one person, that being just yourself. Because you are the only person who's not a liability. And then you build up from there, and I call this circle recomposition. It's like if you want to build your physique, stop trying to build muscle whilst you're a fat prick. You need to recomp the body. You need to strip the body fat, and then we build the tissue while staying lean. No different when it comes to your circle. Then we want to start building the muscle in the circle. How are we going to do this so we can start attracting better people? You need to at least elevate yourself to a much higher standard. Because look, mate, if you want people to come into this circle and be around you who are high performers, the high performers or the guys who are aligned with high performance also don't want to come into, they don't want to come into a low performing circle. You got to be mindful of that. So once you've recomped it, now you've got to start living up to what the other guys you'd want in that circle would be. You can't be a low performer and get high performers coming in your circle, because high performers sniff that out. You know, I do not want to be hanging around guys who say they want it all but are doing nothing to do with wanting it all. So go extremely hard on you. Be better. Be aligned to your goals. Invest in yourself. Take every form of action towards achieving your goals alone. See your circle as you, and you are doing everything in your human nature possible to make those goals happen. Fitness, mindset, career, finances, lifestyle. You're investing in yourself, more knowledge, more action. You are living a process where if someone were to see you right now, they would go, this guy is on a mission. This guy is absolutely mutating. Now you are an attractive person to a circle. It's like the same thing, guys, with women, right? You could outbound women all day, but if you're a loser, you're going to get no replies. You want to be the attractive guy where women are inbounding you just because you are going extremely hard on you, your fitness, your mindset, your career. When you're building a circle of men, it's no different. You have to be the attractive person as a being who's valuable to them, because high performers, everything's a value exchange. You've got to remember that. People ask, like, how do you win with women, or how do you network? It's the same with all of them. You don't focus on one. You focus on just building your life. You become a machine which attracts it. All in on the fitness. As soon as you're in the best shape ever, you've got low body fat, more muscle mass, you're walking into a room with confidence, with aura, it's radiating off you, you will be surprised at the amount of opportunities and people that approach you and start conversations with you because they see you as a high frequency guy, as a high standard guy. The confidence, the mindset, when you can tell if somebody's a successful guy in the career, it just shines off them. Like if I look at me now when I'm in a room compared to 4 or 5 years ago, it's a different aura, and you can't not be it when you've become it. So that's really important. You have to always focus on you and don't put everything on everyone else. You have to be 100% accountable for your circle and for yourself and for your own progress, and live the process. Don't blame that you don't have a circle at the start. It's all you, all of it. Step 4, join a paid community, coaching program, or mentorship aligned to your personal goals. So the first thing I would be doing, guys, is getting in a community, which is just a high performance community where simply the only thing in there is the community side, and now you're around people, or a coaching program, a personal development program, or even a business program. So for example, like my fitness and mindset, my elite fitness and mindset gets everyone who's in there is aligned, and that circle allows all of them to elevate. Why? Because there's me and the performance coaches in there, but also everyone who's in there has paid money to work on themselves and 10x themselves and their life. So if you're ever in a room where people have paid to be in there with a goal aligned to yours, you're not going to have anybody in that room where they're not aligned, where there's a problem with free stuff and really, really low ticket stuff like £9 stuff. Like, you're not going to have that alignment. You're not going to have it. You see a lot of communities, which are simply just communities. Like we've just launched the Elite Network. And the whole thing with that is, it's once guys are doing over like 30 grand a month, you can pay an annual fee just to be in a network. There's no coaching in that. It's just network. Because when you know other people have paid a lot of money to be in there, you know the value that's coming in and you know the goals are aligned. And there's many of these networks around the world. And there's a big high ticket price in for that reason. But you can do this on all levels. My circle was initially built from getting into paid coaching programs or mentorships, whether that was personal development, fitness, mindset, or even on the business stuff. Because then you are only exposed to people aligned with you. It's the easiest way to find people aligned with you, because effectively, if you put your money there, that's where your priorities are. Your money is your priorities. And if you're in a room where people aren't putting the money there, it's not the priority. And it's also a wake-up call for maybe some of you guys yourself, that you should put your money where your priorities are, and you're going to find people who are aligned with you. You are not going to find high-standard people in free places, I promise you. They are all investing in themselves. So when you go all in on you, then go to another level, get even better, because the coaching program is going to accelerate you at 100x. Plus, you're instantly then going to be exposed to a circle. So it's not just the knowledge and the systems and the coaching in there that's going to take you up. It's the exposure to the other people and the accountability and that internal masculine competitivity. Like, I see that between my clients, whether they're in my business program or in the fitness mindset program. They're looking at everyone else's results and like, oh, he earned that much money, or he got in that shape in that time. And, oh, I've seen he's just moved out to Dubai and you were with him the other day. And they're all like fighting to get up, but all on the same team. They all back each other. They're all commenting on each other's stuff. They're all winners. It's really, really cool to see. Step 5, be conscious about your thoughts and the energy you put out in the world. This is huge, guys. Really, really big. You will attract others on the same frequency. So as you go all in on you and you get in these rooms and you start building your circle out, your energy will increase, but you've also got to be conscious of this. I did a recent video on procrastination where I talk about this in a lot of depth. You should check that video out. But about being conscious, the thoughts you have in your mind effectively put an image in your head. And when you have that image in your head, your subconscious and your energy you radiate and how your body acts will be as a byproduct of that. Now, if you're thinking about, oh, the weather's bad, having a bad day, I've got no money in my bank, I feel fat, you've got negative images and your body will follow that. Whereas if you're putting positive images in yourself of gratitude and great health and abundance and lots of money, even if you're thinking into the future and it's not even the reality of your present right now, but you're thinking on that higher wavelength. When you walk in a room, people can just see, like, I don't know if you've ever just had that for like a temporary moment. You want to be in that as a full-time state and conscious of that. But I don't know if you've ever like walked in a place, for example, in the gym, and you're just in one of those good moods. And all of a sudden you're in the gym and like you start getting people coming up and they're like, yo, bro, can you spot me? Can you do this? Oh man, you're looking good, bro. That's because of your thoughts. Your thoughts were good when they approached you. Your frequency was high when they approached you. And you can control from the inside your thoughts. That will change your energy and what you radiate. And you will now get inbounds. You will get people just wanting to, they won't even know why. They'll just want to be around you. The same if you go in a bar, if you're all confident and you know you've had a fresh trim and in your head you're playing positive images, you've been to the gym, you've got a pump on. Why is it the women and the guys want to talk to you? Because of your energy. You need to be conscious about that 24/7. You don't want to be going into the gym with your head down, hood up, putting on depressing music to, some people get a buzz out of feeling down. Don't do that. Be a high frequency guy and you will attract more people. You need to be like an open source where people want to come into your world, into your circle. You will be extremely surprised at what one conversation can do. Like the amount of times I've been training in gyms around the world, whether I've been in the US or in Europe or in Dubai or in Bali, And I've got in one conversation with a guy because a guy approached me. And he'd be like, yo, sick physique, man. You look like you're doing well. Start talking. 2 weeks later, we're out for a dinner. We're chatting. He brings one of his other guys who's in his network, talking about business. Then that's a contact to somewhere else. Then I'm back in Dubai, and one of his mates is here. And then I start networking with him. Your circle just spiderwebs from literally being a high-frequency person, meeting people, then seizing opportunities, chatting to them, and then just going through that process. Like, you can't worry too much on the how-to. You've got to focus on just who you need to be, and everything will take care of itself. Like, how I've gotten where I am with my circle today, I couldn't have written it, but I definitely followed the principles in this video, and it is essential to you moving forward. Step 6, you need to understand where else besides in a paid group you may find more aligned men. So where would they be? And also in terms of not just attracting them, you want to be on a high frequency, but you want to even start conversations. You want to build that courage, build that confidence to just start a conversation. What's the worst thing that can happen? Nothing. Okay, so start making a list. All right, my goals are fitness, should be for everybody, strong mindset, good relationships, travel. I want to be living in Dubai. I want to be living in wherever. I want my business maybe around this industry or around this industry or around this industry. All right, cool. Where would those guys hang out? Well, obviously the main place is paid communities. The ones who are really serious and the best guys are always going to be in a paid community or group or coaching or mentorship or mastermind or seminar. Yes. Besides that, where else would they be? Well, they're probably going to be in the gym. Go more specific. When are they going to train? Probably early in the morning. They're probably savages, the guys you want to be with. They're going to be in there on the Saturday night at 9 p.m. and they're going to be in there midweek at 5 a.m. Don't go at 5 p.m. when all the just normal Tom, Dick, and Harry are there. You want to go when they're going to be there, the right guys. And you don't need to start a conversation with them on the first day, like the same day. You can just keep going, and it's a nod the first time. You're like, yo, what's up, man? They'll start to pick up on your energy, and they'll either start a conversation with you or you start one with them. And I can't explain where this can lead you to, guys. So think where they'll be. Maybe it's certain standard of restaurants and bars. Because some guys will go out to certain restaurants and bars. I do, even though I don't drink. I'll still go out to certain really high-end places. Like in Dubai, I'll be in Cipriani's, and I'll be in Gal, and I'll be in Earl. They're all the best restaurants. And you meet guys there who are also just there just because they like high-standard stuff, right? Don't go to the club and expect to meet the guys who are going to be perfect for you if you're not a big drinker and you don't want to be just getting smashed and doing drugs and pissed. You want to be finding guys aligned with you, your circle, your goals. Then you're going to get the argument, oh yeah, but like some guys are really successful, they're in good shape, and they do go to the clubs and they've got loads of money. I'm like, they're there. It's a different game. Right now, you need a circle for the climb. You really need a circle for the climb. Step 7. This is really important. Most guys forget to do this and they learn the hard way. I was talking to a guy in my circle about this the other day. The internal vetting process. So 2 things. You need, basically, you're going to start meeting more people, and you got to get tight with your circle, and you got to have a bit of a discussion. Like, yeah, you want to grow your circle, but you don't want it to be a crowd, and you don't want it to get diluted. You need the focus to stay strong. So look, you may be, let's say, with 5 of you guys, and you're out for dinner, and one of them's like, I'm just bringing my other guy along. Cool. You don't have to be weird about it. We're not a bunch of girls. But if you've got like a mastermind call you do every week with them, or if you've got a weekly dinner you do with them every week, or maybe you do an in-person mastermind, you get a villa every month, and you talk about some of this stuff, right? Like, you need a vetting process for like who's going to be officially in the group chat, who's going to be, and it's not like a gossipy, oh no, we're not letting him. It's just, this is a serious thing. This isn't who's friends with it. You can have a lot of friends. Friends are different to a circle. Circle are people who you're going to be in proximity with. I can have a friend who I mutually get on with, but I might not see for 2 years. This circle is so important, right? This is only applicable for guys who are actually serious about their goals. And what you got to remember, guys, If you're not prepared to do this, you're not prepared to achieve your goals. You will be beaten by guys who are prepared to be more ruthless and savage and sacrifice where you don't. All the guys who you will look up to who are successful are very savage about the circle. They're very intentional, and they have a vetting process. They don't let anybody in just because he said a funny joke or just because he's friends with them. It's serious. Like it's a serious concept. Step 8, circle recomposition. Every 6 months, every 12 months, clean it out. Strip the body fat, build the muscle, bring in some new guys, pull out some of the shit, right? You are, unfortunately, tough, but again, you got to be savage with it. You're going to actually grow at different paces. And sometimes, guys, you're going to have guys that are in your circle. Let's say there's 10 of you and you're all like grinding. You're working on your fitness. You're getting shredded. You're building muscle. You're training early in the morning. You're lifting weights. You're staying disciplined. You're monk moding. You're working on your business. After 6 months, 8 of you may have absolutely rocketed, and 2 of you may just like fallen off. Then they're missing the gym sessions. They're not really working that hard. They're just full of fear and doubt, and they kind of just go into their vices, and they're actually just becoming a break. Even though initially they said they wanted it and they seem like a fit, if you're growing at different paces and their goals have changed and their mindset and their habits have changed, and it's not about where they are in life, it's more about, do they still have that definitive goal, and does their life look like they want it? Okay, do their actions actually represent it? And unfortunately, at times, you're going to get guys which just don't. You know, they get distracted and they just fall out, and you've got to clean that up. You've got to tighten it up. And, you know, I've had it before where I've lived with high-performing guys in my place, and I've got a lot of mates in Dubai. I actually was chatting to a mate about getting a big villa on the Palm with a couple of guys and having a tight circle. But we were talking about before, like, I live on my own. I have done 90% of my time since I left home. But you've got to be careful, because if you are living with other guys, it's good, but every so often you learn the hard way that you've got to clean it out. Because especially when you're in very close proximity, if you're living with other high-performing guys in a big house, you can just invisibly be exposed to breaks. So you've got to clean it up. And if you are going to live with guys, because that can be a 10x multiplier, you've really just got to make sure it's extremely vetted and you don't rush into it, and you want to be very intentional, and just every 6 months, just be completely transparent. Don't allow bullshit. Like, do not allow it. Like I said, if you're exposed to a low performer, it will decrease performance by 50%. This is how it works, guys. If on your own you're at let's say 100%. If you're exposed to high performers, you will go to 120%. If you're exposed to low performers, you'll drop to 50. It's a huge drop. So you're better off on your own than around a guy who's a low performer, but you're obviously better off if you've got high performers. Guys, let's get it. Let's go. Write these 8 steps down. Be intentional with it. Don't expect to build a big circle and build your best life if you're not applying this. This is one of the major components of a great book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's called the Mastermind Principle. You've got to be intentional with it. Very intentional with it. It's a multiplier if done correctly. Right now, the chances are it's a liability to you. So subtract your circle if necessary, even if it's just to yourself. And it may be lonely. Don't go back to the vice of being lonely and you need some bullshit friends. You are just holding the dream life away from yourself. Also, that bit of a lonely period, you find out who you are, you really develop yourself. And that was probably the most transformative period of my life, because I've been through that. Guys, let's get it. Let's go. Make sure you like and subscribe if you are finding these videos valuable. Drop a comment. I want to know more about you, what your goals are, where you're going. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Let's go.